Hello everybody, my name is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils and this is the Full Time Review. Your chance to get involved and have your say on what you think went down this weekend. And we've got a little bit more detail on how you can get involved coming right at the very end of the show from Adam, so stick around for that. We're going to have the manager's press conference. We've got some fan cams from Turf Moor and we've also got the lads in United on YouTube, and you can also find out how to get involved in that a little bit later on. So we did see Manchester United line up at Turf Moor and get a 2-0 win over Burnley this weekend, which I have to be honest, I knew it was possible. I didn't think it was likely. I thought we was going to go and get a draw, 0-0, 1-1. I didn't know if all the toxic stuff that you'd been hearing coming out of the club was going to affect the performance, because I think it affected the confidence after we went down against Spurs. I don't think the players had the belief, the energy to be able to get back in front after that disastrous 2 minutes that we saw on Monday night at Old Trafford. But as the manager's about to tell you in a little bit at the press conference, there was a very positive week for United, and it seems like that's rolled in now. There has to be some perspective maintained. Burnley, we knew going into this, were absolutely terrible. We knew there was a squad that was not coping with being in Europa League and also fighting on the Premier League front. We knew that it didn't have the sort of staffing available to be able to cope with doing both of those things. But we should have also beaten Brighton as well. So the fact that we did get over the line, we did get the 3 points, and we put in a pretty professional, very comfortable performance, I think is an absolute positive for Manchester United. So you're not going to see me besmirching getting 3 points on the road anywhere, because it's these sort of games where we've let ourselves down in the past. Now, from a tactical point of view, I really enjoyed the performance. I thought Jesse Lingard was very energetic. I thought it was one of Sanchez's best performances. I enjoyed Matic. I thought Pogba was ordinary, but he sort of put in like a bit of a workman-like kind of shift. Defensively, we was all right without really being really threatened. Valencia was okay. Luke Shaw, still the breath of fresh air that he's been all season. But Marouane Fellaini, we dig him out. I dig him out when he doesn't deserve it, or when he deserves to be digged out. But he doesn't deserve to be digged out this week, or dug out this week. Marouane Fellaini put in a really mature, professional performance, screening that back four, stopping a lot of the long balls that Burnley throw up into us. And I thought it was an excellent way to use Marouane Fellaini and the attributes that he's got, something that we don't necessarily do all the time. So big props to Marouane Fellaini. A lot of shouts for him to be man of the match. I'm not sure I'd push quite that far on man of the match, but I thought it was a very professional performance from Marouane, so well done to him. And that might give us an indication of how he can be used. I still don't think he's the first choice, but against very specific threats, I thought he was excellent. So Lukaku created 4 chances. Sanchez created 4 chances. Lukaku possibly should have took the penalty kick. I'm not a fan of the run-up that Pogba does, and wasn't shocked to see it saved. It was a great save by Joe Hart. He had a couple of great saves in the game. And there was opportunities all over the place. It was also a poor refereeing showing this weekend. How Marcus Rashford's ended up getting a red card when the referee's watching what's going on, and Phil Bardsley then doesn't get a red card because he actually goes and puts his head way more aggressive against Marcus Rashford. For starters, I don't know why that's a red card. Why is that a red card? Pushing your face into someone else's face, more so than when you grab someone or you take their legs out from under them where they're running. I don't understand why that's considered more of a red card offence than those things. For me, what Bardsley did on the touchline, where he kicks Marcus' legs out from underneath him, that is absolutely a red card. The ball's out of play, the players are out of play. That's just assault. You can't just kick someone's legs out from underneath him like that. And I think Marcus doesn't act if the referee acts. If the referee's on the whistle straight away and saying, like, separate, I think Marcus just stands up and does nothing. But because the referee lost control of the game, and I think his head went after he sent Marcus Rashford off, because there was arguably other penalty shouts which were obvious, but I think he just was like, I'm not going to give United 2 or 3 penalties. I think that was the mentality of the guy. Even if they were all valid, I don't think he was ever going to do it. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Should we start Fellaini more often than Fred, says Prevlin. It depends on the situation, the tactical situation. I thought Fred would have been a better option than Fellaini yesterday. Clearly I was wrong, or, not necessarily wrong, but I think you could say that the reasons that Fellaini was picked for worked. Fred may have also worked, but this instance, what Fellaini offered worked. I also think that Matic could have helped out and been that deep-lying guy as well with Fred alongside him. I don't think there'd have been too much difference in that. Saf says, Rashford... Oh, yeah, thanks, I was reading that. Never mind. Saf says, Rashford defo a red card, you just can't do it. Can't do what? What did he do? Because I've seen Roy Keane do it to referees. I've seen Joe Hart do it to referees and not been given red cards. Why can't you walk up to someone and put your head against their head? He didn't headbutt him. He didn't strike him. Why can't you walk into someone? Bardsley puts his head towards him. It's 50-50, right? If you're booking Bardsley, you're booking Rashford. You're not red carding one and booking the other. That's nonsense. Hopefully Tony plays now. I think Marshall might get his opportunity. It's unfortunate because the run of games that are coming up, you think the 3 games that Marshall's going to miss, that Rashford is going to miss, they're 3 games that you'd like him to really start getting some rhythm going. I thought he looked brilliant yesterday in the 10 minutes that he was on the pitch for. It's unfortunate. Should we start Dalot over Valencia when he's fit? James, we've seen him play in one under-23 game. He did look a level above on Friday night against all the rest of them, and he is playing with his peers, by the way. But I think that you're not going to see him just come in and start straight away over Antonio Valencia, although I think he might offer a little bit more going forward. Bardsley didn't even get booked for the kick, says Quad Point. Nope, you're right, he didn't get booked for it. Lazy A says both should have gotten the red card. I still don't know why. Can anyone explain to me why it's a red card for pushing someone with your head? Because if you'd have pushed him with his hands, nothing. Why is it when he pushes into him with his head, that's a red card? I don't get that. The team is finally getting some identity, says Deep Tech. I don't know about that, to be honest with you, mate. And I think we still lack a little bit of identity. I think we lack a little bit of variety in attack as well. But we'll get into that in a second. I'm going to come to the manager's press conference in a sec. Ringalar says, same punishment as Zidane and completely undeserved for Marcus. At least he isn't. Yeah, listen, it's the exact same treatment that he got for what Zidane did, where he headbutts Materazzi and puts him on the floor. How is that the same? Like, Bardsley was up for it until he thought, oh, I'll get him sent off here, and pulled away and holds his face like this. And then he goes back to him and nothing happens. The referee surely was looking at that incident. The headbutt that you get from Bardsley is way more than what Rashford does to him in the first place afterwards. It's ridiculous. Us versus them mentality being installed in a team, says Benson. I hope so. I think Jose's playing a very good game, and we'll get to that after his press conference. But let's see what the manager had to say. Stick with it. It's a pretty long one, but there's a lot of real gems in this press conference from Jose Mourinho. So let's see what he's got to say.
You must be delighted with that performance, a really high-caliber performance from the team.
I am, and I think some of you must be disappointed. Because would be much better. Would be much better that if we lose. But I think the performance was very good, and very good since the first ball we touched. I think after 10 minutes we were playing so well, and we were losing quite easy chances. That I had a double feeling. I had the feeling of. More Tottenham can happen, but I also had the feeling playing this way we have to win, and then we should kill the game much earlier. We should win the match for a bigger result. But the performance was very good, was very solid, and important points.
Romelu showed his class again up front, didn't he? Could have had maybe 4 or 5 today.
Yeah. He played very well for us, scored important goals, could score more, even probably a bit tired than playing with one man less, but we managed with Paul and Romelu to get some great positions in counter-attack, even playing with 10 men, and he probably should leave here with a net trick easily. But the important thing is that he went back to goals and the team back to victories. And that's the most important thing now.
Jose, what would you say about the fans who sang your name almost throughout the game and obviously you went to them at the end?
I told already that I think we start winning this match because of Old Trafford after Spurs. You lose at home, the fans react bad, the team loses confidence, the week is not a good week. The team feels the pressure, and the next match is a even more difficult match. We lost at home. The fans were amazing to the team. The team understood that the direction was good. The result was bad, but the direction was good. the week was not a sad week, was a very good week of work, and we start the game the way you saw. Then the fans, of course, they were together with the team, especially the way the team was playing, and I feel a bit sorry that we didn't score a couple of goals in front of them, because that would be magic for them. But important points.
The team, they were with you.
Sorry?
They weren't just with the team, they were with
Yeah, but with me is not important. Important is the team. I always say that. The manager is not important. The team is important. The manager doesn't play. I have miles and miles and miles on the touchline to cope with every different reaction from the crowd. For the players is more important, and I'm really happy with the performance, with the results, and to give that good feeling to the fans, and to say honestly that's probably they are the biggest responsible for our week, because of the way they react after Spurs.
What do you think of Pogba today? Fans in the stadium.
Karen, can you tell me where I go?
Sorry,
Okay,
Joseph,
just-
France.
What did you think of Pogba today? And did you read Gary Souness's criticism of him in the paper today?
No, I don't read papers. I don't read papers at all.
He said he was only in the team to keep his valuable.
You know, I'm not going to comment, because if I comment, I have to comment so many things. I'm not going to comment.
Joseph,
Is it on the game yet?
well, despite the support from the fans inside the stadium, you'll be aware there was a plane flying over the stadium with a banner saying Ed Woodward, specialist in failure. Can you understand the motive behind the fans doing that kind of thing?
You know, I don't watch in the match. I'm not looking to the sky unless I'm asking something for the guy to give me a help. I didn't see planes, but Ed Woodward won this afternoon. He won 2-0.
Just one on the red card. There didn't seem to be an awful lot in it. Have you got any complaints at all about marks being sent off?
I don't know. I didn't watch. I don't know. But Moss had a good game. Good performance, really. I think the same as the two assistants. And in that action, the only thing I can say is that is probably the experience of Bardsley with 20 years of football against the impulse and the naivety of a guy that is on top football for about 3 years, but is still a young kid. Harsh, I don't know, could get a yellow card for both and keep going, maybe. I cannot say.
Okay, last question, please. Last question.
He makes the only
I know,
the
good
only question
I know, I got that.
he makes the only question that I can say was my decision to play him there. It was phenomenal.
We'll go to
So
James then.
you are killing me. You are killing me. You know, they always kill me. The only one that makes me a nice question, you don't want the question.
James.
You did a great job. I mean, you neutralised Wood, it worked perfectly for you.
Yeah.
You're obviously pleased with him.
He's our best player in the air. In spite of Matic, Paul, they are also big guys. But Marwan is in the air is not just the best for us. He's probably one of the best in the Premier League. And he gave us. He was that cover in front of Victor and Smalling that made a comfortable game for them.
But Pogba keep the penalty job, or is that not a problem for you?
No, if he wants, yes. If he wants, yes. Mhm.
It's a low point into the international break has come at the time it has now, with a bit of momentum going forward and knowing players have got to go.
Yeah, I would like to play, but I think also Watford would like to play because they also have the momentum of being leading with 4 matches, 4 victories. So I think they would like also to play against us as soon as possible. So bad for both, but that's the way it is.
Okay, last question. Make it a good one.
How are you? Come stai?
About Juventus, your opponent in Champions League, you think it's a tough game? Who is the best for you between United and Juventus? And second question, because I come from Italy, forgive me. I read rumors about you refusing to sign with Cristiano Ronaldo last summer. Is possible?
So,
Answer.
now, Italian press, I have always to take good care of them because they took good care of me when I was there.
Thank you. Juventus.
Juventus is one of the teams in Europe that invested to win the Champions League because they don't need to invest to win the Scudetto. They win the Scudetto for 6 or 7 years. The objective is clearly to win the Champions League, which they were close twice when they reached the final. So they are a top team in Europe that made one of the biggest spending. I think after Liverpool must be them. Fantastic players, Cristiano and Chan and Bonucci, and absolutely top. But they are going to have 2 very difficult matches against us. Cristiano was never on my table to say yes or no to Cristiano to come to us. Was never on the table. Never.
There you go. That was the manager in the press conference. I've really enjoyed Jose's press conferences since pre-season, really. I think maybe the first one in the Premier League was a bit rum, but after that, he seems like he's just changed his mind on a couple of things. He's going for the press, which I've always got time for because they're absolute vultures. I think the response that you're getting from Jose is very honest, and sometimes maybe that's a little bit too honest. But I do like that he's basically saying F you to the press at the moment. I've got a lot of time for that because someone needs to say it. The way they twist things, the way they have massive agendas. You can see the people just absolutely baiting him into saying some of the things that he says and then twisting it and getting crazy headlines out of it. It's just a joke, man. We saw one rag the other day that was saying Man United transfer news, Jose talks of Ronaldo's return to Old Trafford. Well, yeah, he said Ronaldo's playing us at Old Trafford, didn't he? He didn't mention anything about a transfer. This is journalism in 2018. It's an absolute disgrace. But anyway, Jose's press conference, he points out a lot of importance to the fans, that the fans have been amazing. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know if it's Jose that's got his own agenda, that he's deciding he needs to try and unite the fans and the team against the board if he's got a problem with Woodward, which he can't come out and say that he has. I think he probably does have, but I know that he can't come out and say that there is one. And do you know what? I don't even care if it's an agenda. I don't even care if he's doing it to serve a purpose, because this is what we've wanted from him all the time. We saw a little crack in the facade when we made the semi-final after the Celta Vigo game, when he stood in front of the Stretford end and he spun round a flag. We got to really see what it meant to Jose Mourinho, who'd gone all in, who'd forsaken the league to try and get to the Europa League final, to try and get us back into the Champions League. There's a very real chance he'd have been sacked if he hadn't have won that game because the league was gone. We saw him then. We saw the real Jose. And I think what he saw after the Tottenham game has made him gone, do you know what? This is a place where the fans can actually get behind a team in adversity. This is a place where the fans can actually support a manager if they see the things that's going on right behind the pitch. And he went and said it in a press conference right after that. And he said, I was here after we beat Sevilla and the fans booed. And tonight we've lost 3-0 at home and the fans have cheered us because they can see everything's going in the right direction. The fans after Burnley game yesterday was chanting his name and he walked over and started acknowledging that and got in the mix with them. Friday night we saw him go and sit with Alex and talking to all the lads in the disabled section at the under-23 game. Jose Mourinho is changing his attitude and becoming more warm to the fans. Now that might actually save his bacon a little bit. That might be something that keeps him in a job. And if he's doing it to do that, I don't even care, because it's about time that he felt like he was on the same team as us. Talking about what he said in the game, he goes, I think some of you are a little bit disappointed. And I think he's absolutely right. That's another jab at them lot. He goes, we did look like we was going to be losing early chances in the game. There's still times that United look incredibly compressed, that we have the entire forward line in the smallest space possible. I still think we need balance on the right, someone who can spread it on the left a little bit. I'd like to see Antonio Valencia putting crosses in like he used to. I don't know why he doesn't do that anymore. Hopefully that's something that the coaching staff can get back into his game, because if you've got a threat from the right and a threat from the left, United could be pretty potent this season. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. The comments around Herrera proves that he is installing the us versus them mentality, says Ben. Really pumped up for the season ahead. We'll win ugly, but I don't care. I think that's a valid point. And I think someone mentions this in the fan cams, not in the fan cams, in United on YouTube, so I'll get to that in a second. We can beat Juve, settle. We beat Burnley. That doesn't mean that we're going to be champions of the world by weekend. Let's just chill. 400 million to beat small teams. We've got an Arsenal fan in the comment. I mean, yeah. How about stay in your lane, sunshine? Papering over the cracks, says Mr. ASG. It might be. Now, I don't think you can look at this Burnley game and say United have turned a corner at all. I think there's a very more threatening prospect on the horizon in Watford. Winnable game, but they've started the season fantastically. If we beat them convincingly and we don't look in trouble and we've not got the stupid mistakes or the attitude that we've had in that Brighton game, then I think that you might be able to say we've turned the corner after the Watford game. We're not saying it. Nobody's saying it after beating Burnley. I certainly don't think anyone's saying it. Our attack is heavily lopsided, says Lazy A. Yep, I agree. Delo and Andreas on the right would give us some width. It would give us some width, but I think Jose's still going to want a little bit more experience. Is this Marshall's last chance saloon? Now Rashford is out, says Zach. I think he's going to get an opportunity. It's whether he takes that opportunity, because he was given an opportunity against Brighton and he didn't take that opportunity. Chris says, recall Fosu Mensah and Saldamian. Timbo's playing well, but he's still making a lot of mistakes at Fulham. So I don't think you can just necessarily say he's ready to do that just yet. Right, let's get to the fan cams. We've got a big variety of Reds, including Justin Morehouse, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. Check this out.
Snake Sam's come out of the ground. Sam, how are you feeling after that?
Now? Well, it's about time, and what do you think yourself, Adam?
2-0 victory.
At the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. Yeah, they did play. They did play all right, actually. But it's got to be consistent.
Mourinho's backed in there, innit?
Everybody knows I didn't want him, but the away end today is probably one of the best I've seen for a couple of years. Everybody's behind him. So it doesn't matter what the media says, at the end of the day, it's that lot that counts. The only people that count, where Mourinho is concerned, is the away fans.
Fellaini, you were speaking about there, you think he made a difference in the midfield?
Yeah, superb. I think he was man of the match. I think he held it together. He just sat in front of the back four, picked everything up. When he got a chance to go forward, he did that. Got the ball, won the ball, and give it to the players that could play.
But I'm buzzing, Shaw looks really good, bombing down. He looks like looks like he's got his confidence back. Sanchez looked really good. It's just what we wanted.
I think today if it had been like 4 or 5-0, which it could have been easily, then do you know what I mean? Not everyone would be, but it was a hard fought win. I think he did more for the team today. Everyone together, you know what I mean? Everyone together. Missing a penalty is a good move by Pogba.
What did you make of the play?
Builds team spirit when he missed a penalty.
Pogba should have given Lukaku the penalty. Get him his hat-trick, get him his confidence back up, get him back to where he was last year when he was scoring 6 goals in 7 games.
Spent loads of money. Just beat Burnley today. It's not acceptable. Mourinho needs to go. We need a proper clean out. All the divs in there. It's not right, lads. It's not acceptable. We can only just beat Burnley, and you think it's acceptable? 2-0 hanging in there. It's ridiculous, lads. Get him out and let's have a fresh start.
I'm guessing you don't agree with that.
No, I mean everyone's entitled to their opinion, aren't they? But I don't think we were hanging on. I was never really worried.
And Luke Shaw, how good has he been? Someone said earlier he's been like a new signing. It sounds like a cliche, but it is true, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought after he's broken his leg, he didn't play much last season, got a lot of stick from Mourinho, but he's come in and he's done really well.
Visa. But what do you make of that today?
Well, it was
really?
Yeah. I mean, on another day, we probably could have lost like 5-0 today. With how many chances you had, Lukaku, I mean, I have no doubt how he did not get a hat-trick against us. He was begging for it. Ben Mee today wasn't up to scratch. To be fair, no one else was up to scratch today.
I was sat about 10 rows from the front. He squared up to Rashford, and then he got sent off. Didn't even touch him. He didn't even touch him. He came up to Rashford, he put his head in, and then walked off like that. Mate, referee was shocking today.
What do you think of Mourinho's position?
I think Mourinho is secure at the moment. I think the board back him. I think if we have a couple more defeats, maybe he could go, but I think at the moment he's safe, and I think there's nothing to fear for him.
There you go. That was the fan cams. Thanks to everybody who come and spoke to us at Turf Moor yesterday. So let's talk about the geezer in the blue jacket with a Burnley accent. Was he a Burnley fan or what? Because there's no way that was real. No way that was real going on like that. I think what gives it away that he's a Burnley fan is when he's talking about how much it's cost to beat Little Burnley. Yeah, on to you, my friend. Sam at the start there saying everyone's behind him. Now, I'm not going to say everyone's behind him because I absolutely know that isn't the case. You still see a lot of people that don't want him as the manager. But what I will say is there's a big part of the lads in the ground that are defo letting the manager and the players know that we're with them, and that's only a positive thing. Jose himself said the atmosphere that the fans have created has helped this week be easier. So that's a big positive, and I hope that continues. Loads of happy Reds going bananas outside the stadium. And like I said, Justin Moorhouse in the mixer. So tweet Justin Moorhouse. His Twitter is Justin, Justin, Moorhouse, Moorhouse. And just say, buzzing to see you on Full Time Devils. Everyone go do that now and see if we can get him on again because he's banging. And if you've not watched Phoenix Nights, you need to just reevaluate every decision you've ever made in your life. Right, so let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. I think Delo will be the revelation, Delo and Shaw. I think people are just, you got to chill, man. You got to see what Delo's like first before you can really evaluate him. I saw a comment before saying Timbo won't be as good as Delo. Timbo's got vastly more experience than Delo. Delo's played 5 first-team games in his entire life, so let's just chill for a second. He does look a prospect. He was a lot bigger than I expected him to be. He definitely a level above some of the lads that he's been playing with in the under-23s, but so was Timbo 3 years ago, so let's just chill. Ringola says, like it or not, we play ugly but effective like all Mourinho sides. The fact we finished second shows that. Higher than Liverpool, who are playing attacking footy, and winning plaudits left, right and centre for it. Man United has a manager in decline. Mourinho should join a retirement home for managers soon, says IE. See, like I was saying, yeah, you can't really have a whole United front on everything. We beat City 3-0. Their short players won't do. All right, we will beat City 3-0. Let's just chill out a little bit, mate. We are challenging for the. Are we challenging for the title? No. So don't give a damn about how Jose is elite or what he has done with his previous club, mate. We're 4 games into the season. Would you say Watford are on a title charge? They won all their games. You wouldn't say they was, would you? So how about chill out? All right, we got United on YouTube coming out. Let's see what all the lads have got to say in that.
Man United have beaten Burnley. Get in, boys.
How's it going, guys? My name is Jay, and I'm from Good Better Bester, the Manchester United supporter channel from Melbourne, Australia.
Mourinho. He has fans on the side, even though they're divided. If he keeps winning the games, style is next. Winning the championship is more important. As long as he does it, he has my trust.
Good performance away from home at Turf Moor. Not always an easy place to go. I was really impressed by Luke Shaw, especially in the first half. He was making overlapping runs and created the second goal.
2 great goals coming from Lukaku, who should have had 5 that game. Big thing talking about Marcus Rashford, who will miss the next 3 games. I thought he didn't really mean to do the challenge that he had, putting his head in. However, got booked, got the red card, and it's disappointing that he got sent off.
Overall, I thought it was a really solid performance. We really needed the 3 points, especially after everything that's happened with Jose Mourinho and the press conference and just all the negativity surrounding the club at the moment.
Wow, what an excellent performance from Manchester United. Everybody has been slating Jose Mourinho since the start of the season.
Welcome, I think the game really epitomized really where we are and have been for a long time.
Sorry to everyone else watching it live. The stream paused there for a second, but we are back. So, on the lads that was in United on YouTube. Now, yes, winning is more important than style. Absolutely correct. No one would care if United managed to bring home any sort of major silverware this season if we did it by just 1-0 in our way to death all over the place. Not at all. We did look like a team more than we have previously as well. I absolutely agree with that. And yes, the international break perhaps has come at the wrong time for us, with everyone starting to pick up a little bit of form. And what I will say is, Luke Shaw absolutely 100% deserves his England place call up. Absolutely, definitely, and I wish him all the luck. But listen, Gareth Southgate, if Luke Shaw comes back injured, I'm going to crawl through your window in the middle of the night and slap you with a fish. Okay? because we can't have him derailed again. He's too fragile at the moment. He's in such good form. I'd hate to see it wasted. So let's just everyone hope that Luke Shaw comes back with no problems whatsoever, and then we can kick on again, because we've got some banging games, and the Champions League returns in just a couple of weeks as well. So it's about to go absolutely nuts around Old Trafford. So if you want to get involved in the channel, Adam's got a little message for you. Let's see what he's going to say.
So I hear you guys want to know how to get involved in the channel. Well, there's plenty of ways for you guys to get involved in Full Time Devils, because remember, this is your channel. Yes. Anyway, I hear you ask, how can I get involved? Well, firstly, I'll tell you one of two ways. If you're a match-going fan and you go to games, whether it's every single game or one game a month or once in a blue moon, then make sure you come see me and get on a fan cam. Because if you get on a fan cam, you're on Full Time Devils, your opinion's being heard. Happy days. So that's one way you can get involved. Now, if you're sat at home thinking, but Adam, I don't go to games, I wish I could, but I can't get to games, I can't, whatever, then you can also get involved. The way to do it is after a weekend game, you can email fulltimedevils@gmail.com with your 30-second review, and you will be in the full-time review that Stephen Howson does on a Monday. See? So you can get involved that way as well. So match-going fans can get involved on the fan cam. Non-match-going fans can get involved in the 30-second reviews, on the full-time reviews. And then also there is another way. I'm spoiling you here, and I'm going to end up giving you one of my... If one of you take my jobs, I'm going to kill you. I'm just telling you. Anyway, the other way you can get involved is, some of you, if you follow us on Instagram, may remember Natalie. Remember Matchday Nat? She did an Instagram story at the Man United's women's game, and that was because she got in touch with us and said, hey, I'm going to the women's game, I want to be involved on the channel, how can I do it? So we got her involved that way. And if you guys, whether you're a graphic designer, a videographer, I don't know, a presenter, just someone that likes their opinion being heard, I don't know, you make cool paintings, I don't know, whether you've got a skill or an art, or you want to be involved and you can present whatever, then get in touch as well, same way, and let us know what you do, and we'll try and get you involved in the channel, as many of you as possible.
There you go. Like Adam said, if you want to get involved with the channel, send us a video to fulltimedevils@gmail.com. If you've got a podcast, if you've got a YouTube channel, anything, you love United and you want to talk about United, then this is the place for you to come and get involved doing that lot. As Adam said, after every match day, send us a video, and we will hopefully feature you in this video. We've got all sorts coming out on the channel. We've got a debate coming on Wednesday. We might have some tactic stuff coming this weekend. There's also the fan phone in, which you can get involved with on Thursdays as well. So make sure to subscribe to Full Time Devils, give this video a like, get your comments in, and we will see you in the next one. Laters.